Hi, everyone. We're Ampersand, and welcome to our client presentation. Before we get into our campaign, we wanted to give you a little glimpse of who we are with the video.
Whatever happened to predictability? The milkman, the paperboy, evening TV. Did I get delivered here? Somebody tell me, please. So world confusing me. Clouds as mean as you ever seen. Ain't a bird who knows your tune. Then a little voice inside you whisper, don't sell your dreams so soon. Everywhere you look, everywhere there's a heart, a hand to hold on.
And is defined as a word used to connect other words of the same part of speech, clauses, or sentences that are meant to be taken jointly. Connection is important now more than ever. Connection to people, connection to places, and implies that there's always something more to be said, something more to do. We do strategy, video, creative, and so much more.
And that's why we are Ampersand.
You asked us to show Yaya individuals the importance of conservation areas and connecting with fish and wildlife, to show the relevance of conservation areas that will drive engagement with the agencies and the outdoors, to highlight the vitality of caring for conservation in a way that Yaya individuals connect with.
From the situation analysis, we learned that for Yaya individuals, the indoors just doesn't cut it anymore. They're looking for ways to get outside, and we want to show that conservation is an option to fill that need while making a positive impact on both them and the planet. And that applies to us too. We started this campaign by writing letters to nature. We thanked nature for moments we shared with it that have shaped us. Each of our moments were unique.
Running on a trail.
Skipping class to go on a hike.
Stumbling across a group of goats.
And the people we shared them with each played different roles in our lives.
New friends on a new continent.
Mima and Granddad.
My high school best friend.
But each moment feels familiar.
Nothing really feels better than being silent, looking straight ahead of you and knowing the person you care for most is seeing the same beauty as you.
That's what's so profound about moments like these. You're suddenly aware of all the things you might otherwise miss. You're left feeling an odd sense of peace.
It feels like that week was frozen in time, even as life has changed since.
And in these past few months, more than ever, we've become aware of the impact these moments in nature have, even the seemingly small ones.
Like bike rides with my family.
Going on walks with my dog.
Hammocking in my backyard.
These moments, big and small, piece by piece, make us who we are. They bring us joy and peace, laughs, and memories that last a lifetime. They make life whole and alive. And most importantly, they allow us to take in the moment. This is what led us to choosing this insight. To give you a deeper understanding of the insight, here's something someone from the target audience might say.
I love planning little day trips with my best friend or partner, especially to go somewhere outdoors when the weather is nice. I normally only do things like that with someone I'm close with. That way, we can talk if we want to, or we can just quietly enjoy each other's company and everything around us. I can always find comfort in little moments like that.
Taking the moment is a standout insight because it centers on a human truth. The idea that everyone desires moments that make them feel alive and whole. Since so many people can resonate with this insight, it provides us a rich opportunity to create a tranquil and serene campaign that has layers and evokes deep emotions and appreciation for those moments. It creates the perfect opportunity to build an empathetic campaign based on connecting with the people you care for the most and feeling that sense of being present and whole.
Since the desire is so universal, it allows us to attract a new audience while not excluding the current hunter and fisher one. Beyond that, taking in the moment lends itself to a universal campaign because we can customize our message to feature a range of locations and activities and put a spotlight on the incredible experiences that they can share with their favorite people in their home state. Showing our target that these opportunities are within their grasp, just down the road, will make them even more likely to take action and open up a gateway for them to participate in conservation area activities, maybe even become brand activists. It ignites the interest that is so important to the success of conservation areas.
Taking in the moment is about feeling rooted in your surroundings, rooted in your connection to the planet and the world, rooted in your close relationships with the people around you. It is also about that feeling of being a luminary, feeling the light and wholeness of the moment, being able to brighten the connections that make you feel rooted.
That's why our target is the rooted luminaries. They are rooted because they know who they are. They relied on the roots they've planted in their crazy life. Rooted gets at their connections to their relationships and the outdoors. They are luminaries because they shine bright for the people they care deeply for. They bring light into other people's lives while looking to find more light in their own. They search for moments of light and wholeness. Conservation areas are the perfect place for the rooted luminaries. In our AFWA Yaya-specific survey, we found that the top motivator for Yaya consumers to go outdoors is to spend time with friends and family.
Rooted luminaries are people who like to be alone together. For them, home isn't a place or a city, and maybe that's because they're in a transitional phase of life. To them, home is the feeling you get and the people you share life with. When their best friend asks them to try a new coffee shop, they get excited about the conversation they'll have rather than the Instagram photo that might follow.
During a hectic week, rooted luminaries seek comfort in slow moments in nature where they can stop and just breathe. They love to reflect on the lives they have been given, how they have grown, and where they are headed next. We also found that even though 77% of Yaya consumers struggle to balance having time for themselves and working hard, 93% believe the outdoors is a natural stress reliever.
So what does their journey look like for the perfect day? They look to moments that inspire them to be present and whole. Their first stage is the awareness step. Here, they get to go on a walk and see a gorgeous sunset. And rooted luminaries think to themselves, wow, I'm glad I got to see that. The next stage is to investigate. Here, our rooted luminary might choose to participate on a weekend kayaking trip with their roommate, leading them to think, I'm glad we got to take a break from life for the weekend.
Our third stage is where our rooted luminary becomes a regular user. They might plan a weekly bike ride that leaves them feeling glad they get to take a breath and not worry about anything else. And our final stage is where our rooted luminary becomes an advocate. Here, they invite more people close in their life on that weekly bike ride, and they love getting to experience the joy together.
And there's something special about a moment where you can't help but to stop and take it all in. The sights, the sounds, the smells, and most importantly, the feeling. We all have thousands of little moments every day, most of which are fleeting. However, when that singular special moment hits, when peace overwhelms you and you're able to feel truly alive, you take note.
It's not every day we allow ourselves to pause and be present in the beauty of the world. We get so caught up in our to-do lists that we don't make time for what we are meant to do. We forget to stop and smell the lilacs, to reflect on how beautiful the lake looks when sunlight glistens off it. Nature brings out something in all of us. It's that missing piece that makes us feel whole and more present than we've ever felt before. It awakens all of our senses, makes us feel alive. It kindles a soothing sense of peace that nothing can replace. Now, all we have to do is allow ourselves to feel that sense of awe and serenity. Allow ourselves to take in the poetic beauty with the people we care for the most. Allow ourselves to experience all that the nature around us has to offer. Allow ourselves to live fully.
Yaya individuals to be able to live fully, which means to escape from the clutter of life and allow yourself to enjoy a vast range of experiences. You are not only able to live fully, but to live peacefully, to live mindfully, and to live wonderfully. By living fully, Yaya individuals are allowing themselves to be present in nature, to let the sights and sounds of conservation areas take over so they can experience a moment that will truly last a lifetime. And we know this will work because 90% of Yaya consumers like exploring nature, and even more than that, enjoy spending time outside and exercising outdoors.
73% of Yaya consumers have spent time outdoors when it comes to self-care and mindfulness. The longing for that peaceful, rejuvenating moment in nature is there for this demographic. On top of that, an overwhelming majority of Yaya consumers believe people should participate in self-care activities at least once per week, which is all the more reason for them to live fully in conservation areas as a routine. For our campaign, we give consumers a glimpse of what it is like to live fully in conservation areas. We want the audience to be able to feel like they are part of the moments we present, giving them a taste and a reminder of what taking in the moment feels like, so we can encourage them to seek these experiences out for themselves.
This is brought about through the natural, warm, inspirational, inclusive, and liberating voice we use in our tactics. Our language is soothing, wistful, and appreciative to reflect the experience of being able to live fully in a conservation area. We leverage the power of words like shine, wonder, calm, wholeness, and rest to tap into the emotions they evoke. In our commercials, we take this tranquil language a step further. Each spot has a poem that embodies the experience of taking in the moment. When we combine this language with the awe-inspiring images and gentle sounds of conservation areas, we're able to show just a glimpse of what it's like to live fully. In a perfect non-COVID pandemic world, this commercial would be shot in a conservation area with actors, but this animatic gets the idea across.
I long for that special time of day when I'm filled with joy and my worries fade away. We've walked these paths time and time again, but I feel so lucky every second I'm with them. When everything is peaceful, I love to pretend that this moment never has to.
In each commercial, the last word of the poem is left off to highlight the moment when they are quite literally left speechless. You'll also notice the logo we created for our campaign displayed at the end. What's unique about it is that it can be easily personalized for each state's campaign by simply changing the logo's outline. Our branding is best displayed through our social media cover images. We incorporated beautiful, detailed sketches to highlight the wildlife native to each state and to add an extra element of personalization to each department's campaign.
The color scheme we decided to go with is an updated and modern earth tone palette. We wanted these colors to evoke the same sense of tranquility and beauty that our voice and imagery depicts. We've updated the Missouri and Nevada department logos to reflect this new color scheme. Another piece of branding we created is the Spanish version of our Live Fully logo, which now reads Viva Plenamente. This logo is the face of the Spanish side of our campaign. We felt that adding this extra element to the campaign would be a great way to talk to Nevada specifically because of the large Latinx population.
Our research shows that Latinx people make up almost 30% of Nevada's population of 3 million people, according to the US Census Bureau, and 1 in 5 Nevada citizens speak Spanish, according to the 2018 US Census. It is a crucial time to be tailoring messaging to the Hispanic population in this country. The US Hispanic population is growing and is expected to reach over 100 million by 2060.
Living fully in conservation areas is for everyone, regardless of age, gender, or race. It is deeply emotional to feel seen and important in a medium where you can tend to feel forgotten. We want our messages to be as accessible to as many consumers as possible, which is why in states with large Hispanic populations, it's worthwhile to feature our ads in Spanish. We would translate all of our commercials to Spanish, much like this one, which is the Spanish language version of the ad that we showed you before.
Añoro ese momento especial del día, cuando estoy lleno de alegría y mis preocupaciones se desvanecen. Hemos recorrido estos caminos una y otra vez, pero me siento tan afortunado cada segundo que estoy con ellos. Cuando todo está tranquilo, me encanta fingir que este momento perfecto nunca tiene que...
With all of these executions comes showing them to our target. We recommend an 18-week timeline for this campaign, which will allow rooted luminaries to be inspired to connect with nature. For Missouri, we believe this campaign should start in April and end mid-September. This timeframe allows MDC to reach rooted luminaries during the spring and summer months when it is warm enough to spend time outside, but not so early that the campaign ends too soon before it begins to get cold again. Since the weather in each state is a little bit different, we recommend each state use its own individual start and end dates to create a similar timeline.
Our campaign is divided up into 4 content pillars. The first is life's dull moments. Rooted luminaries often find themselves here. In this micro moment, they are bored and looking for inspiration, whether it's before a class or on their lunch break at work. We offer them the escape that only nature can provide. We will deliver moments that break through the clutter of their everyday lives. The platforms we use in this content pillar are Facebook, Instagram, Sling TV, and Hulu with live TV. Facebook is leveraged for this campaign because 66% of Yaya consumers use Facebook multiple times a week, according to the 2020 State of the Yaya report.
For Facebook, we use paid ads to feature our commercials and provide an option to learn more, which will lead them to our campaign microsite. We want these ads to give rooted luminaries a moment of mindfulness during their hectic days by showing them content that will allow them to relax and think of NDOUbt or MDC as a solution. This post reads, "There's something about the night." Visit your local conservation area to discover what it is and find out more ways to hashtag LiveFullyMo at mdc.mo.gov/livefully.
The owned Facebook page will feature the branding to fit the campaign and will be home to content that fits into life's dull moments. For example, this post reads, "Live colorfully with the painted bunting at Bull Shoals Lake. Grab a set of binoculars and a friend for an unforgettable afternoon of birdwatching. Learn how else you can hashtag LiveFullyMo at mdc.mo.gov/livefully." For Instagram, we found that 48% of 18 to 24-year-olds use this platform multiple times a day, according to the 2020 State of the Yaya report. The report also found that Instagram was the #1 selected option for social media that Yaya consumers use to interact with brands.
For this micro moment, we will use paid Instagram ads to show content that allow rooted luminaries to reflect and relax during a busy day. One post would read, "A breathtaking view is best shared with others. Grab some friends and live beautifully at your local conservation area. Learn more and find out all the ways we can help you live fully." We would also have ads in Spanish to continue that connection with our Latinx target. Our owned Instagram will encourage rooted luminaries to interact with our hashtag and create user-generated content for the campaign. This post caption reads, "Sometimes you just need an escape that only nature can provide. Share your moments with hashtag LiveFullyNV for your chance to be featured." These tactics will be used for both Missouri and Nevada Instagram accounts. Both will also feature content similar to what you'll find on Facebook and Twitter.
According to a multi-channel news article, 85% of 18 to 34-year-olds subscribe to at least one over-the-top subscription service, which ties Sling and Hulu with live TV into this micro moment. With these platforms, we want to call attention to the wonders of conservation areas and show the target the moments they can have within them. Here, we will feature ASMR-style ads, meaning it will incorporate sights and sounds that our viewers will find soothing. These videos, much like this one, are meant to calm our viewers. The second content pillar is the refresh moment. After a long, stressful day, rooted luminaries take time for themselves and reflect in these moments. In this micro moment, we remind our target about the therapeutic benefits of nature and help them to de-stress during that time. During this micro moment, rooted luminaries can be found consuming media, listening to music, or finding calm with mindfulness apps. The platform used for this pillar are YouTube and Spotify.
92% of Yaya consumers use YouTube at least once a week, according to the 2020 State of the Yaya report. Another report found that 37% of the 18 to 34-year-old demographic binge watches YouTube content. So when rooted luminaries are binging something on this site, we offer them the chance to relax during their downtime and present NDAO or MDC as a solution. They'll encounter one of our commercials in the pre-roll.
There's something special about the night, the breeze, the company, the soft moonlight. You can almost feel the pull of the tides. The vast unknown glows full in your eyes. You can see the universe and all of its might when everything lines up just.
As for Spotify, in 2018, Statista found that Spotify's largest demographic is 18 to 34-year-olds, with over half of their users being within that age range. On this platform, the rooted luminaries will engage with Spotify partnerships on popular curated playlists such as Discover Weekly and Sunny Day, along with other on-strategy playlists. On top of that, non-premium users will be targeted with audio ads.
Our third content pillar is the research moment. Rooted luminaries have been inspired by nature and are seeking out information for their next trip to a conservation area. Whether it's local conservation area news or events, they can learn more about what's happening in the parks and become more involved with MDC or NDAO. The platforms used for this micro moment are Twitter and our campaign site. The 2020 State of the Yaya report found that 42% of Yaya consumers use Twitter multiple times a week, which is why we want to use this platform to update rooted luminaries about what's happening in specific conservation areas, including events and engaging with consumers. The Twitter homepage will feature similar branding elements to the Facebook page to create consistency and tie this platform into the campaign as well. One post would say, "Try a new kind of tweeting. Bring a friend to your favorite conservation area for some beautiful bird watching. And if you're lucky, you might even spot a mountain bluebird. Visit ndow.org/livefully to find more opportunities to hashtag #LiveFullyNV.
Using Google search marketing, we will target keywords that rooted luminaries search for during these micro moments, like things to do this weekend, hiking and camping near me, and more. This will allow us to better reach rooted luminaries and encourage them to live fully. These searches will lead them to our website, which will serve as the campaign landing page. The site will feature information on recommended activities in different conservation areas and user-generated content from people using the campaign hashtag.
Our final content pillar is in the moment. This is the moment where user-generated content thrives. We have done our job and inspired our target to find their own moments in a local conservation area. Here, they're alone together and interact with different types of content on MDC or NDAO's various social platforms. Here, we interact with rooted luminaries by reposting user-generated content from the LiveFullyMo and LiveFullyNV hashtags and creating one-to-one interactions. This pillar features experiential and Snapchat content.
According to our AFWA Yaya-specific survey, 87% of Yaya consumers would attend a trendy event in a nature setting, which is why we would create events in conservation areas like our outdoor yoga and guided meditative walk event. These kinds of events would allow rooted luminaries to be their complete selves by reconnecting with nature and those they are closest to. Practicing mindfulness in this way will not only get our target to conservation areas, but get them one step closer to truly living fully. Events would be promoted using Facebook ads, and the event would be detailed on the Facebook homepage. One ad reads, "Need a little namaste? Take a break from your to-do list and join us for a day of much-deserved self-care at Pelican Island Natural Area. Learn how else you can hashtag LiveFullyMo at our conservation areas here, mdc.mo.gov/livefully.
Snapchat is another great opportunity for user-generated content. The 2020 State of the Yaya report found that 66% of Yaya consumers use Snapchat multiple times a week, and almost half of Yaya consumers use Snapchat multiple times a day. Each state's Live Fully logo would be made into a Snapchat filter available for people to use in conservation areas. This allows rooted luminaries to capture their moments while they're still happening and gives them the perfect opportunity to show off how much they love taking in the moment. We will also feature a Snapchat filter translated to Spanish for use in select conservation areas.
Now, let's bring you back to our original consumer journey that we showed at the beginning of the presentation. As you can recall, our rooted luminaries walk through 4 stages: awareness, investigate, regular user, and advocate. We know our campaign will work because our content pillars match specifically with the journey rooted luminaries take. And to take it one step further, this is how each social execution will fit into their journey. Facebook, Instagram, Hulu, and Sling executions will reach them during their awareness phase. Next, YouTube and Spotify will reach the investigation phase. Twitter and the Live Fully website will target rooted luminaries as they're becoming regular users. And lastly, our experiential event and Snapchat will reach rooted luminaries as they're becoming advocates. These platforms are not exclusive to the content pillars, but will be primarily used in these phases. Throughout our entire campaign, we'll also be utilizing Google for search engine marketing. The beauty of micro moments is that our target can enter and exit this consumer journey at any point and with any platform. So we're using this as a way to show how our content might interact with the target.
With a budget of $500,000 in Missouri, this investment will lead to nearly 16 million impressions, while states with a baseline $50,000 investment will receive just over 4 million impressions. With all of this content, we have the chance to reach millions of rooted luminaries and remind them of how peaceful and rewarding it is to spend time in conservation areas with the people they love and to truly live fully.
We leave you with a compilation of the letters that we wrote to our moments, the moments that inspired us to help rooted luminaries to take in the moment, the moments we hope rooted luminaries will have a chance to experience and treasure for the rest of their lives. To my moment. I've had the fortunate experience of visiting lots of different nature areas. I have to say, though, I'll never forget this.
I don't remember how old I was exactly, but I don't think that really matters. To be honest, this was one of many of these moments.
But this day sticks out to me because it was the first moment I've ever had in nature where I was completely lost in awe at the beauty of the world around me. And I get to share that moment exclusively with my friends.
We spent the trip just talking about us and the little things.
It was so surreal. It was so organic, so unplanned, and that made it all the better.
The weather was perfect. It felt like that trip was frozen in time.
I could focus on breathing in the fresh air and soaking in the world around me. I could feel the sun hitting my skin and notice the trees blowing in the wind. I felt free from obligation and so mindful of the outdoors.
As my breathing slowed, all of the anxieties I'd been carrying with me for months melted away and were replaced with memories and laughter from that day.
In the process, we all had a new, heightened attention to our surroundings, the way the snow falls softly onto eyelashes and the way the light playfully filters through the trees.
That's why these memories are so special. When I realized how alive and present I felt, I think the higher power or whoever maneuvered my life to be this way, that I have people to spend these moments with.
I won't forget what you have given us, a time to bond and a shared moment we all can remember. You gave us a break away from the world, minimal distraction, a reset, a chance to take in nature as intended. This isn't a goodbye, merely And until next time.
It is more vital than ever for the outdoor industry to make connections with Yaya consumers, connections that are meaningful and connections that drive action, connections that allow them to experience their own moments just like we have. We can provide rooted luminaries with an escape from their hectic lives through conservation areas and give them the sense of peace and awe that comes from truly living fully. This campaign has taken us all on a beautiful journey, and now all we have to do is take that final step. Thank you.